Hey there, Wastelanders, it's Brother Mike, and thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about something that everyone has looked over in Fallout Season 2, and that is how, without Cooper Howard, New Vegas would have never been saved, and everything we see in Fallout New Vegas wouldn't be there without him. Now, what are you saying, Brother Mike? All he did was kind of mess up a deal between Mr. House and Vault Tech. He was the reason why the Lucky 38 didn't have infinite power, and is potentially one of the biggest reasons why Mr. House was in that coma for 200 years. But there's something that everyone is overlooking, and the last few times I've talked about this, people just shove it under the rug, and that is that Cooper Howard giving away cold fusion gave Mr. House more time to prepare to save New Vegas, to make the platinum chip, to get the Lucky 38 ready, the everything. It's all because of Cooper, and I know you may be saying, what do you mean by that? Well, when Cooper and Mr. House are talking, he says that when Cooper came into the picture, the date was pushed back. He doesn't know how he has a play in this. He doesn't know how Cooper fits into this, but this wild card has given him more time. Now, if Mr. House didn't have enough time before, don't you think he would be looking for that wild card? And don't you think he found it? Because let's go over what happens in that pre-war meeting between Mr. House and Cooper Howard. Nothing. Cooper Howard walks away enraged, angered, wanting to act out, wanting to still be the hero, while Mr. House gains nothing. Or did he gain everything? Was his whole entire plan to build up Cooper Howard, thinking that he can save the world just to learn that he's a peon in this whole great game? And that sending him off angered, getting angry at him, pushing his buttons, talking about his wife, talking about how he may be the reason that the world ends, leads him to interfering with the cold fusion deal, leading him not only to give Mr. House more time, but to give Mr. House exactly what he wanted. This isn't far-fetched for how Mr. House acts. We know that he's always 2 steps ahead, even though the Enclave may be 3. The House always wins in the end. And he got what he wanted in the end. It only took 240 years or so, but he finally got it in the end. But how does this make sense? Why would he have him interact like that? Wouldn't he know the Enclave was around? Because I think that this whole meeting is a bunch of baloney. It was all a setup. All of this was all a setup. Who do you think was probably giving Moldaver and Charles the plans to the Lucky 38? Who do you think that leak was? I think it was Mr. House. I think House wanted Cooper to come there to kill him. Like he says, you're here to kill me. And Cooper doesn't want to do that. Already kind of pulling him from both sides. He doesn't want to just follow orders like he did before in the war and kill just to kill. Even if this one person's life is worth millions and billions of people's, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to kill anymore, which is a big contrast to how the ghoul thinks and acts. But all this meeting does is get Cooper amped up enough to act against House in Vault Tech. He gets Hank drunk, and then Barb comes in and helps him suspiciously. Now, when she does this is a little bit of a side thing, but she doesn't utter a word. And from that point on is very weird when talking to Cooper. Like how she says, oh, save the world, save our family, right? That isn't a, yeah, that's more of a condescending thing. I think she knew what was happening from the start. And I think they told her to keep her mouth shut or Jamie and Cooper would die. But I know that was a little bit to the side. I can't make a whole video about that. It's a little weird how she acts there. But it almost seems like every single step of this plan, from even before, all the way in season 1, when he started listening, is when Mr. House had him on his radar. And that Mr. House has been looking for a way to give himself more time to get the platinum chip ready. The date he tells us that the bombs are going to drop, that all of this is going to start, is Cooper Howard's daughter's birthday. And it's also not the same date. Now, a lot of people have been saying, oh, that's when he came to this realization. And it's, no, that's not at all. This is the day that the Enclave is activated, or at least the presidential metro station underneath the White House in D.C. is activated. The same day Jamie is born. I wonder if that will tie into future seasons. Who knows? Maybe she'll think she's the true leader of the Enclave. Pull a Sean with us. But it doesn't make sense. Why did they add that in there? Yes, it's the same date that you know what I'm talking about, to the frickin' airbase where the mobile crawler's at. It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm getting at, is Mr. House inviting Cooper to the Lucky 38 makes no sense at all, because nothing is gained at all. Cooper walks away angry, knowing that he's just a peon in all of this, and that there's something far bigger that he can't push, and then he thinks, oh, I'm going to do this anyways, because I'm a hero, because I'm this, that's what I am, because that's what he's been acting as for years and years, this cowboy western hero. And even Mr. House calls him out on this. Even his wife calls him out on this, and that this isn't one of your movies, and he thinks it is. He is baited into this so hard, and it's right in front of all of our faces. And I think it adds even more to Mr. House's character, because he doesn't need to spy on Cooper to know that he was sent there to kill him. He just has to drip feed Moldaver information. Who does Moldaver get that info from? Do you really think Mr. House is going to have a leak somewhere in his building? Maybe, but not to the extent of knowing what's being shipped there, what they're doing, the lasers that they're adding, how he's arming it and getting it ready for the end of the world. That's only stuff he probably knows. And he's probably the one that was drip-feeding Moldaver, and maybe even Charles, too. It seems very convenient how they get this information. Now, there's a lot of convenience that happens in the show, so I could just be crazy and this whole theory could be nothing, but it seems that without Cooper Howard, Mr. House would not have had enough time to get the platinum chip ready, and that losing cold fusion was a vital part of his plan, and that, yes, he may have had to sacrifice long-term power for long-term power. Whoa, that's kind of deep. And I don't mean technology, like electricity power. I mean the power that the chip brings. His army being upgraded, the Lucky 38 being upgraded. We only know a little bit about what the chip does, but he says this updates everything, the Lucky 38 included. It's running on an older version. What things can the Lucky 38 do with the platinum chip? What can those lasers on the top of the Lucky 38 be capable of still? And yeah, I mean, yes, it sends him into a coma, but is that a chance? Is that a risk that Mr. House was willing to take for saving the world and saving himself? Yes, he could preserve himself, but as we know, the reactor in his basement is barely operational, borderline inactive, and he has to keep it that way so it doesn't blow up and his life support systems fail. It's the reason why he goes into the coma. So without cold fusion, he goes into the coma. So you could say that because of Cooper Howard, New Vegas potentially could have been even more saved, even more pristine, but I don't think that's the case at all. And I think Mr. House was meticulously guiding and planning Cooper Howard to get him to this point where he would interfere with the cold fusion deal. He would throw this time off, because really we know that the Enclave sort of had it before, and then they sell it to Mr. House for the automated man. But now that they don't have it, then they must have stolen the automated man, because we see it in that vault. things get a little bit dicey here with story-wise. I've been trying to piece it together every way, but it doesn't make sense other than that potentially maybe Vault Tech was the one storing it, and that getting it away from Vault Tech was the big issue, because something that powerful just disappearing would potentially raise questions and have people searching for where it's at, but selling it would be a fully viable thing. And so they just go through with the deal as normal, and then they actually get it back for themselves, and 200 years later they still have it, and it finally gets back into Mr. House's hands. Did Mr. House potentially know that this was going to happen the entire time? I don't know. And also a big thing is, did Cooper Howard come to New Vegas before this and enter the Lucky 38? The biggest thing that everyone is looking over is, how does Cooper Howard get into the Lucky 38 post-war? He's recognized, meaning was he there potentially before? Did he help House before? Did he go and see House while Vegas was up and open, or was House waiting for him? Did House have this planned all along? Now, it would be kind of wild even for Mr. House to have planned this, a 200-year-long plan. So I don't think that that's fully possible, but what I do think is possible is that Mr. House fooled not only Vault Tech, but the Enclave with Cold Fusion, and buying Cold Fusion and selling them the automated man chip, just so he could have a few more months to work on the Platinum chip. And even then, it wasn't enough time. And so that's why Vegas is the way we see it when we come to it in the game. He doesn't have the Platinum chip. He just woke up. Because of them making the dam operational again, he's able to take that risk and take himself out of his coma. It's heavily inferred. There's something there. And when I do my rewatch of Season 2 this upcoming Monday, I really want to go over every single thing with that, because there's something there that I feel like they were trying to convey that none of us are really talking about. We're seeing Mr. House's genius on full display, and people are just saying, oh no, that's like just what he wanted. Or like, no, he totally did that against Mr. House, and Mr. House had no clue what was going on. I mean, Mr. House calling him in the airport just to let him know that it wasn't him, and that being the hero didn't really work out in the end, that's more of a, hey, thank you. I'm letting you know for in the future when we potentially meet again, this wasn't me. This was all of your actions, and you're going to see the consequences of it. And I can't wait to see what those consequences are. Obviously, there's going to be a big thing in the headlines about Cooper Howard potentially being a commie spy or a pinko or something along the lines of that, which will lead to him and Barb having to get a divorce. But now we know that that was more of a forced thing. Did the Enclave make Barb and Cooper divorce? Did they have a say in it? Did they say, you have to divorce him, or we'll make sure that he's not around to be a father? It could be a possibility. And yeah, but the biggest thing is that Mr. House definitely planned Cooper stealing Cold Fusion, because it would make no sense why House wouldn't go after him, why House wouldn't take it, seize it while he could. It makes absolutely no sense other than House wanted it. So yeah, I know today's was a little bit of a different video. This is just something that's been on my mind. And I talked about it before, and people are calling me crazy, but there's something there. So I genuinely want to know what you guys think about this, because I want to see other perspectives on it. Because this is huge. And this could rattle not only how we see Mr. House, but how we see New Vegas. Was New Vegas already thought out? Was Mr. House Was the game really rigged? And not from the start, all from the start. Who knows? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And also, thank you guys so much. Yesterday's video is already almost at 800 views. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's a little bit clickbaity, but that's how we do it here sometimes. It's business. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me once again. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you like this video and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you liked it, hit the like button. And if you want, hype up yesterday's video, not today's video. If you have a hype, use it on yesterday's video, because I think that one has a shot at going big. But yeah, thank you guys again. And with all that being said, you don't forget. You are cared for, you are loved, and you stay safe out there, Wastelanders.